So let's look at 4 elements in coaching. So you can look at this earlier in the course before you start coaching people, or you can look at this later in the course when you're actually coaching people, and as a reminder. So we learn this 4 elements model, and it's a good model of understanding type or designing teams, learning about ourselves, building self-awareness, but we can actually directly use this in coaching. So you'll see this 4-element coaching technique as like a brainstorming practice, but you can also use it how you actually coach yourself. So I'll show you both of those ways of using it. And yeah, you'll see some of the direct applications of centering kind of early. There's lots more, but these are 2 really simple ones that we work with. Okay, so let me start, say, with tone of voice, which comes from body. So tone is essentially the verbal expression of embodiment. You can't really do one without the other. So something you might say at the beginning of a coaching session, or this could be a group facilitation, but I'll stay with the coaching example, is what do you want to get out of today's session? That's a classic way to start a coaching session, and very good. It's establishing aim, which is one of the things we encourage on EFC. So how would you say that in an earthy way, a watery way, a fiery way, an airy way? Please pause the video and give that a go. Okay, hopefully you're back. So here's my version of that. So an earthy way would be something like, what do you want to get from today's session? A watery way would be, so what do you want to get from today? More receptive. A fiery way, what do you want to get out of today's session? Come on, what do you want? What are we doing here? The words can change, but I'm not trying to change the words. It's coming naturally. Airway, okay, we could do anything today. What do you want to do? I'm slightly exaggerating. I'll give another sort of fun example, just so again you can see the tonality change. And this could be any part of the coaching. This could be about accountability. This could be asking deep questions. This could be homework, anything at all. So fun example. My darling, would you do me the honor of marrying me? Okay. And then a water one. Will you marry me? A fire one. Darling, marry me. And an air one, let's get married. Okay, again, I'm being silly, but I'm hoping I'm exaggerating slightly. You're able to see through exaggeration and contrast, you're able to kind of learn how you can bring the 4 elements into your voice, into a kind of coaching. And this could be a facilitation thing, with a whole group of people. What do you say to a whole group? There's lots of things there using the 4 elements. So there's a direct facilitation application, whether it's, okay, everybody calm down, bringing that earthiness into the group. Or, right, wake up, bit of fire, bit of air, let's go, bit of dynamism, bit of charisma. Yeah, bringing those qualities into a kind of a group facilitation setting. So you can also use these, another application in coaching. You'll see another video where I'm doing this with someone else. There's various examples on the internet actually, but you can do it with yourself. That brainstorming or that problem solving of getting into each mode, earth mode, thinking of a challenge, problem. How can I structure this? How can I get organized around this challenge? Or water mode. What do I need to receive or let in with this challenge? What do I need to let go of? Who can I connect with? Fire mode, thinking of the same challenge. Okay, what do I just need to get on with? What do I need to have a bit more passion, a bit more courage around? What do I need to set a boundary around? Yeah. Or the air. Okay, thinking about this same challenge, how can I be unattached? What's the funny side of this? What's the big picture of this challenge? Yeah, so a little self-coaching, and you'll see more examples when there's videos on partner work later in the course, and we'll do these with a partner. So that's just a very light kind of first version. So 4 elements applied to coaching. You can think of it in terms of tonality. You could also think of it in terms of the aspects or the skills of coaching. So, organizing the session, having some structure to the session. Yeah, facilitation, the same, keeping a track of the structure of how things are done, the empathy, the listening to the group, the listening, the receiving, really deeply listening to your client. This is a traditional part of coaching. Fire is a little bit disowned in facilitation by most schools, depending on how you were trained. So you might want to think which elements was the school I was trained in facilitation, either consciously or unconsciously. Fire could be challenging people, pushing people. Yeah. Now some trainings are all about pushing people, but not so many. Most of them more watery. And then the air, is there a degree of spontaneity, of fun, of humour? Sometimes schools for the United States lack that humour, or schools that are very rigid can lack that. I've seen some in Russia, for example, that lack that creativity. And they're just like by the numbers, very earthy. So have a think, the school you were trained in, or the particular teachers who trained you in whatever kind of facilitation you've done, whether it be like coaching or martial arts or yoga or whatever, were they biased in one of those ways? Because you may have taken on their style, yeah, particularly if you've only had like one teacher or one type of training. So it's worth reflecting on your own bias in facilitation in light of your 4 elements training. Okay, so there you go, some musings on the 4 elements and how it applies to training, coaching, facilitation. This is something we will explore throughout the course, so I'm just touching the surface here really.